Hi everyone, welcome back. It's Sheila Kennedy, and this is BizBasx Podcast, episode number 9. On today's episode, I'll be going over how to create an online presence for your business to get your name out there and help you communicate and connect with your customers. We'll jump right into that after we thank today's sponsor.
Welcome to the BizBasx Podcast. I'm Sheila Kennedy. I have over 20 years experience as an entrepreneur and 8 years in executive leadership. I also have an MBA and a marketing degree. With all that education and experience, I began the journey of starting an online business over 4 years ago and just breezed right into it. Heck no, I didn't. It was hard. So I started this podcast to share the dirty little secrets I found along my journey. We're going to bring you the hottest topics, inspiring interviews, and explore the tools the experts are using. Are you ready? Do you need more leads? If so, what you need is a sales funnel. And if you've never built a sales funnel before, or you need to get a little bit better at it, what you need is the One Funnel Away Challenge. For just $100, you get 30 days of focusing on your business in a way you never have. By the end, you will build a funnel that gets your business leads and sales. We challenge you to take the One Funnel Away Challenge now by going to bizbasx.com/funnel. That's bizbasx.com/funnel. How do you set goals now? How do you make sure you are on track through the year? These are the same questions I had for myself, and that is why I spent so much time designing the Grand Plan 2020 workbook. This is how I get all of my goals and intentions for my life and my business written out so I can keep the goals I set and improve my life as I do it. Get your copy of the Grand Plan 2020 workbook today at bizbasx.com/plan.
In the pre-technology era, your options for finding customers were seriously limited. A brick and mortar establishment was pretty much a must-have, and advertising typically took place through newspapers and word of mouth. Later, radio and television, even billboards, allowed businesses to reach a wider audience, but that audience was usually still limited to the geographical area surrounding the physical location, like your store or your office. Today, the internet has created a new space for businesses to operate and connect with customers. Brick and mortar businesses still exist and thrive, but they're no longer the only option, and it's no longer limited by the geographical barriers of a location. Whether you're a small business, an online startup, or a freelance professional, the internet is the best place to put yourself out there and find your audience. Your online presence is what will allow clients and your customers to find your business, as well as information about your business that will help them decide if you're the right fit for them and their needs. There are many strategies companies use to set up an online presence, and at first it can seem a little overwhelming. Luckily, in the last episode, we went over how to create a customer avatar. If you haven't had a chance to listen to that episode, I recommend that you do that before continuing with this one. So go look for episode number 8, because a customer avatar is really going to help you out with this. With so many different kinds of social media and web presence platforms out there, it's important to figure out which ones your audience is using so that you can focus your efforts effectively. Having your own website can be really helpful when it comes to bringing your audience to one place. But a wider social presence across many different platforms will naturally draw in a wider audience. It might be tempting to just create an account on every platform you can find in hopes of drawing in as many customers as possible. But remember that setting up and maintaining each part of your online presence requires time and energy. It makes a lot more sense to use your customer avatar to identify which social media platforms are most likely to connect with the customers you're looking for, so that you can focus your efforts in the places where you're most likely to find success. To illustrate this, let's go back to our example avatar from episode 8. Remember that in that example, you're a small business owner trying to sell organic handmade soaps. Your customer avatar is Angie, a mother and teacher from Oregon in her early 30s. She values things like sustainability and affordable quality. She's looking for a brand to support long term with products she can count on being readily available to help her with dry skin. Angie uses sites like Facebook, Etsy, Twitter, and Pinterest, and she likes to listen to podcasts during her commute or while she's grading homework for her students. In this example, Facebook and Twitter would be ideal places to post news and information relating to your business, where customers like Angie can find you and share that information with people they know. Etsy might be a good place to sell, but it can also be a good place to offer samples while redirecting traffic to your website. Pinterest would be a fantastic place to post images of your products and put together mood boards for different things that you offer. You might also put together a podcast to talk about different things relating to handmade soap, or create ads to run on other people's podcasts. As another example, let's say you're offering services for other professionals and you're trying to connect with their businesses. In that case, sites like LinkedIn would be your go-to place to focus on your online presence. With options like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Tumblr, Pinterest, Etsy, LinkedIn, and so many others, try to think about where your ideal customers are already, focusing their attention, and start there. You can always expand your online presence as you start to get the hang of things. So now let's talk about websites. There was a time when it would have been necessary to learn how to code, or you would have to hire a professional web designer to get a good-looking website for your business. But now those days are over. These days, there are so many great services out there to help you get your website up and running without a lot of the hassle. There's Wix, Shopify, and Squarespace, and even WordPress. They're the most popular options right now, and all of them have beautiful pre-made templates you can choose from. I encourage you to enroll in some free trials and get a sense of which platform has the best templates and features for your website. Once you've chosen a platform and a template, it's time to think about branding. Your online presence represents you and your business. It's what people will see when they find you online. It needs to look good and provide an accurate impression of your business that will impress customers. If you want to make a good impression and provide an online experience that will keep people coming back, you've got to spend some time thinking about your look. Things like color scheme, fonts, logo, pictures, and page layout will be really important. If you're using a website builder like WordPress or Squarespace, the templates are beautiful, but you still need to customize them and really make your site stand out and reflect your personal branding. Putting together a vision board for your brand can help you really pull it all together and identify what elements you should focus on. Pinterest is great for this, but if you're not really into visual design, you can also hire someone to put together a nice theme based on your ideas and input. You'll want to take your time with putting together your theme because it's something you'll consistently use to represent your brand across all of your media, from your online presence to your business cards. When everything matches and looks nice, that's when you'll be able to start building your brand recognition. So think of Coke or Pepsi, they have brand recognition. Once you've settled on a good look, the next step is to identify your message. What is it that you want to say to your ideal customer? This is another situation where your customer avatar will really come in handy. Your message should be made clear through your website and across your online presence. Anything and everything you say or do online should speak directly to your ideal customer and should reinforce your message. Your message and your business's mission statement will probably be very similar, if not exactly the same. All right, so you've got a website, you've got your social media accounts, you've got good branding, and you've got a core message to send to your ideal customer, and you have an idea of who that ideal customer is. If you've covered those areas, then you've successfully created a place for people to go once you've caught their attention. But how do you attract that attention, and how do you keep it coming? How do you bring in new customers and remind customers to keep returning to your business? To accomplish this, you're going to need to create a stream of content for your audience. Content you put out is your connection point with that audience. It's an ongoing conversation to let people know you're present and relevant in a continuing sense. Your content should be something that you post regularly, like a blog, captioned photos, podcast, or even a video series. When you've got a stream of regular content, you can then take snippets of that content to post across your social media. Pictures, quotes, and experts, even audio and video clips make great bite-sized moments for people to find and connect with online, and can help connect audiences across different platforms while keeping everything up to date. An online business presence has a lot of moving parts, and it can be a little hectic trying to manage everything while also running your business. To help make it easier, I've put together a list of 5 tips to help you succeed online. The first tip on my list is to use tools to help you create more engaging content. One of my favorite resources is Canva. Canva is a free online tool to create professional and eye-catching visual content to post on your social media accounts. Their amazing presets can help you create really beautiful, clean-looking graphics in a snap. If you have a little more time or experience working with graphics, Adobe Photoshop is another great tool that can give you a lot more control and a wider variety of options. The learning curve is steeper than Canva, and Photoshop is a paid product. But if you've got a focus on visuals, it can be worth the extra cost and effort to try out Photoshop for the extra features and performance. If you're looking for help making graphics on the go, I'd also recommend checking out Adobe Spark. Spark makes it really easy to create captivating posts for social media with a focus on graphics and video. You can use the app on your phone and post from wherever you are without having to go home and edit before uploading it to your social media. You can find it in the App Store, so check it out because it's a great tool. My second tip for you today is that when it comes to social media, consistency is king, or queen in this case. Social media platforms use complex algorithms to determine what content to prioritize for users. And one of the many factors that most of these algorithms take into consideration is consistency. Posting frequently may also be beneficial, but regularity is the key to success. For example, releasing a podcast episode once a week is going to get you a lot further than releasing 4 episodes in a day with no clear schedule. To maintain consistency, try creating a schedule for your social media content. Plan out when you'll post, making note of what content you'll be posting and where. If you can, try to figure out which days your audience is most active and post on those days to maximize your chances of reaching them. If you struggle to find the time to regularly create new content to post on your social media, try creating several posts at once ahead of time. If you post a few times a week, try setting aside one day of the week to create all of the content you'll be posting for that week. If you post only a few times a month, set aside a day per month and get all of your content creation out of the way. This will leave you free to focus on other things without having to worry about any last-minute scrambling to get something posted. Once you've got content and a schedule, my next tip is to automate your posts. This will make your life a lot easier, especially if your online presence spans across many different platforms. When you have content put together ahead of time, you can use some online tools to help set it and forget it. Your content will be posted whenever the best time is without you having to set an alarm and publish every post live. There are a bunch of different apps and services online to help automate your posts like Zoho, Hootsuite, Planoly, and Zapier to name a few. They all have different features and focuses to help you manage your online presence, so I highly recommend checking out some different options to find out what works best for you. Next, if you're still feeling like managing your social media is a full-time job and it's taking time away from the rest of your business, consider delegating some of the work. Outsourcing help from platforms like Fiverr and Upwork can be a simple and inexpensive way to get some of your time back to work on other things. These days, you can hire freelance professionals who specialize in social media and administrative tasks to help take some of the work off your shoulders and still get the job done. My last tip for today is to repurpose some of your content. Even if you've got a schedule, tools, and maybe even some online assistance, you'll still have to come up with a lot of ideas in order to create content to post regularly. One thing you can do to save time and energy and get the most out of your content is to repurpose it. For example, if you have a blog, try turning your best posts into a podcast. Or if you've got a podcast, consider creating a transcript that you can turn into a blog post. People have different preferences for how they consume content, and making your content available in a variety of platforms or a variety of formats will help you get your message out there and save you some time. There's a lot that goes into creating and maintaining an online presence for your company, but it's such an important step for a successful business, whether you're online or you're a brick and mortar. And I hope I've been able to demystify the process a little bit for you today, and that you'll be able to follow the steps I've laid out in this episode to create your own online presence. It has been so wonderful to have you here for today's episode. If you enjoyed the podcast, please check us out on Facebook at BizBasx and consider joining our Facebook group, the BizBasx Insiders. We'll see you next week.
Do you need more leads? If so, what you need is a sales funnel. And if you've never built a sales funnel before, or you need to get a little bit better at it, what you need is the One Funnel Away Challenge. For just $100, you get 30 days of focusing on your business in a way you never have. By the end, you will build a funnel that gets your business leads and sales. We challenge you to take the One Funnel Away Challenge now by going to bizbasx.com/funnel. That's BizBasx.com/funnel. How do you set goals now? How do you make sure you are on track through the year? These are the same questions I had for myself, and that is why I spent so much time designing the Grand Plan 2020 workbook. This is how I get all of my goals and intentions for my life and my business written out so I can keep the goals I set and improve my life as I do it. Get your copy of the Grand Plan 2020 workbook today at bizbasx.com/plan.